This is a ritual that I have created to help stop the wildfires that are currently happening in Australia, but I've created them in such a way that they can be used for any kind of wildfire that is out of control and dangerous. So first in the bowl, we have some sage, rosemary, and later I'll be putting in copal. I just have a candle here. It's my Capricorn candle because it is Capricorn season. And I have some dried rosemary to symbolize the dried brush that is burning, that is so dangerous. I have a stone bowl that is fire safe. And I also have some written out parts of the instructions. If you look at the full instructions, I have a part that you will be speaking. First, you want to write it out. I have something to start a fire with, which I've already done. I have alcohol. I like to use 70 proof just rubbing alcohol to start a fire. You only need a little bit. You don't need a lot. I also have the instructions that I have created and written out next to me, so I have them ready to go. You don't have to do this, but I like to have it ready just in case I have any questions. I also have a little bit of copal here. It's a resin that's usually burned as an offering, but it has a lot of other properties. I also have an acorn to represent rebirth, life, seeds germinating and growing into brand new trees. So this is a setup, and this is what we have. I'm going to be doing both rituals. I've taken my lighter and I've ground up the copal resin into a dust to mix into the water. This is just something that I wanted to do, that I felt like it was right to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the copal that I have ground up into the water and mix it up. Now, I don't think you're supposed to put this in a bath, so don't do that. This is just something that I'm using for this particular ritual. I want the energy and the properties of the white copal, which is one of my favorite things to use, into the water that I'll be using to represent cleansing, replenishment, healing. And now this is usually something I use as an offering. I burn it, but I'm doing things just a little bit different because my inner witch tells me to, so I listen. So I'm using these properties of sage, rosemary, water, white copal, for their healing and cleansing properties, because that's what we really want to focus on, right? So go ahead and mix water into these dried herbs and the resin. And so I have my water ready to go before I even start the fire. Now you can use the acorn, or you don't have to. I love using acorns. They're great for prosperity and regrowth and new starts, new beginnings, stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the acorn in the water just to hang out and chill, adding to the rebirth, renewal kind of energies that I want to focus on. And what I like to do is just put my hand in the water. It's nice and cool. I feel like you feel the water. I can feel the relief of the water. It's so nice and cool and refreshing. I'm really going to focus on that kind of energy. I'm going to tap into it. I'm going to feel it with my entire being. You don't have to do this, but I would recommend it. Just make sure that you wash your hands after touching any kind of herbs or resin or anything like that. So we're going to get started on the fire part of the ritual. Again, you don't have to do this. If you don't feel comfortable working with fire, just don't do it. So I put a little bit on the bottom. And you don't have to use the dried rosemary or anything like that. You can just use the alcohol. It's a nice, clean, burning fluid. It is very ignitable and kind of dangerous, so just be careful. You can use a lighter to light whatever you have in there. You can use just some crumpled up paper, but I'm just going to use these herbs. I'm going to catch them on fire with the candle since it's already lit. And I'm going to start the fire. So this is the part where you go ahead and take the instructions that you have already written out. Now, I have printed out another copy. I didn't write it out twice. I have one printed out so it's easy to read, and one handwritten. So whatever is easiest for you to read is going to be best for you. So I'm just going to go ahead and burn the part or the copy that I have printed out. Now, I'm doing this in my dining room, which I know might not be the safest thing for everybody, but I wanted to show you that you don't need an altar to do this. You can do this anywhere. So now, before all this, as the instructions stated, you should have read the what you have written, and then burn it, and then extinguish it with your cleansing water, the water that you have charged with the healing, cleansing energy. That's what you're going to extinguish the fire with, okay? So this is just the fire portion of the ritual, and you don't have to use the fire, but I like to. That's an element that I love working with. Now, the acorn did fall into this. That's totally fine. That's great, because that's what we want, right? We want the seed to go into the burnt soil, the water to go on top of it, and for there to be regrowth, right? Next, we're going to be doing the water part of the ritual, so just the water only, no fire. So I have still some water left in my bowl, and I'm going to go ahead and take the handwritten instructions that I had. It's okay if you write in the back, it's totally fine. We're going to go ahead and just put it into the water and let it dissolve. Again, we're going to feel the nice cleansing, beautiful, cool, refreshing water on our skin, on our hands. And I put the acorn back in there, just as an example. And we're just going to feel it. We're going to feel the words that we've written. We're going to think about the rain and the water and the fresh, beautiful white clouds and the fresh air and the clean water and all these beautiful things that we want for the area that's being affected by the wildfires. And I'm just going to go ahead and soak this paper. I'm eventually going to rip it up and just kind of dissolve it. What I'm going to end up doing is putting both bowls of water outside to go back into nature, back into the earth, the ground, into Mother Earth. And if you don't have access to that, then you can just, throw it away. I know not everybody lives in a place where you can put it outside in your yard or your garden or the forest. But if you have like a little pot, that you had a plant in, you can always just put it in there and then mix up the soil later on. There really isn't anything in any of this that could hurt a future plant, I don't think, but, just whatever. Do whatever you think is best, but I'm going to go put it outside. Now, it just snowed last night, so we have some nice, fresh, beautiful snow. I live in upstate New York, so I'm going to just go ahead and put some snow in here. I want to feel the cold snow, the wetness of it. It's the polar opposite of what they are experiencing right now, and I want to feel that, and I want to send it to them. I'm just going to go ahead and dump all this out into the ground and then clean out the bowls with some snow. And again, I'm feeling the snow. You don't have to use snow, obviously, because not everybody has it. But this is what I do. I put it outside, connecting with the elements and connecting to the energy that I really want. So I hope this really helped you guys. And I hope you can use it and use it as much as you want. And take care. Also, in regards to the meditation part of the ritual, I would suggest that you do this more towards the end when you can relax and really focus on the ritual and what you want to accomplish. You can find meditation videos on YouTube, where you can Google search or YouTube search for rain meditation or rain sounds. If you happen to have actual rain where you live, use that. That would be best. But really, whatever's best for you, whenever feels the best and resonates with you. Spend time in meditation using these sounds and these visuals. Imagine the rain falling on the land and extinguishing these fires. Picture the map of the area of the world that is on fire, or just the whole planet Earth. Imagine the cool, comfortable air filling your lungs, the storm clouds turning into bright white ones. Do this as long as possible and as often as possible. The more energy that we put into this, the faster and stronger the results will be. And this is going to take the collective workings together to make this work. Take care.